once in your career.
Yeah, that is true.
Do you think there's many teams out there that can actually beat them on Vertigo? Do you think there's a lot of teams out there that can look at how they play it and learn from it?
I think definitely some of the top teams in the world who are now bringing it into their map pool can give them a run for their money, just because like some of those teams are just better than them fundamentally and individually. Like they are definitely a team that looks to try and adapt and build into this map and maybe even innovate some of the map. Like a lot of teams have brought in things that they did initially. The only problem is some of those teams do them better.
Oh, here we go. Swag gonna be on the receiving end of a push in towards the B site. Not able to get a kill just yet. But he's able to stay alive more importantly. As the bomb actually to be planted here. Furia, with only a couple of shots being thrown out, have been able to get the bomb down, been able to get an afterplant situation. And where's Swole Patrol going to actually enter from? They need to get a kill here in towards the middle case. Serrato's going to win that exchange. Eventually going to be traded out on. But still going to be a 2-for-2 in the end of the day. It says Zelsis comes in, gets a second. He was already standing out on the pistol round on Inferno. Can he do it yet again here? Ye's going to take down Henny, just getting caught with his pants down. And Ye comes through yet again with the shot. And Swole Patrol will take the pistol here. Ye with 3, Zelsis with 2. And that's a little bit of frustration, I think.
Yeah, because before you was sort of commentating through that, I was going to say this should be a round they shouldn't be able to lose. Like, without any utility, retaking the site is actually very difficult on B, because normally you will throw in like a Molotov or two to clear out quad, or like basically use your utility to force them either off the map or into your crosshair. Instead, Zelsis just managed to win a couple of individual duels. Ye was just fantastic in not only trading and getting picks back in. And yeah, I think that's why there's frustration there, because they know as well as we do, they should not have lost that retake.
Look at the buy. They have 2 SGs, a MAC-10, and some Deagles to support, even a decent amount of utility to use as well. Can definitely not count them out. They do have some incendiaries, so that position that we saw, was Swag holding can easily be overrun. He does have a smoke, though, to help him survive. Actually, are they even going to check it? Are they going to expect him to be here? Art the one leading, not even looking in that general direction. I think Swag could actually be the big playmaker here. This has a chance to really shut this round down before it has any chance to begin. He's going to get the first. Eventually going to turn towards his way, and it's going to be a 2-point exchange in favor of Furia. Swole Patrol's not done just yet. Still fighting their way through. I don't know how Serrato just killed Henny, but it happened. Ignore it. Get off the kill feed. We don't want to see it. Now Vinny in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, there's a man behind him. Doesn't stand a chance in the end. And yeah, like that's one of those mistakes that even though it's only a singular kill, like great shot came out from Henny to kill off Swag. The fact that the whole team then has to turn around, they lose a lot of time, and that's when the flank actually comes into play a little bit more. But yeah, that's one of those positions where it's not used as much now because it was used so much at the beginning that everybody goes, well, they're not going to hide there because that would be dumb. But then it gets to the point where it's like, if you then don't check it, you've made a bigger mistake than they have by playing it. So look at this from Swag. This is just massively aggressive, looking to try and beat them at their own game by pushing all the way down the ramp. The timing now available for the CT side to be able to do this, and that was an absolute slaughter. This time, they have got off to a fantastic start. That was one of the problems that we had in the previous map. Sure, they won 2 rounds at the beginning, but they had one player, well, Zelsis, surviving in both situations, and then they lost the next round based off the force. This time, okay, sure, the last round wasn't particularly clean, but this one was flawless.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the start that they were hoping for on Inferno. And obviously going to a map like this against a team who's already been so predominantly good on it, an 83% win rate. The 6 times they have played it, to be fair, for Swole Patrol, they played it 3 times and have a 67% win rate. So it's definitely a map that they can play, but I think it's a completely different story when it's a team against, like, Furia. But we'll see as we get into the first gun round.
Well, the thing I wonder is if they've ever picked it. Because that's
Swole
always
Patrol.
the question, yeah. If they've never picked it, then it's probably just one that they go, okay, maybe we can give this a go, but we might not necessarily want to play it. Whereas if you see a team like Furia picking into a map, it's obviously within their map pool. That's what you see a lot. Some teams now, you see, like, for example, Astralis and Liquid will leave it in a series going down to, like, the 3rd map.
Well, I don't, maybe they've not picked it necessarily, but the fact they didn't ban it away or veto it away from Furia when they know Furia plays this map kind of is a good inkling to their confidence that they have on it, right? Well, here we go. Zelsis already low on HP, down to 40 health. Being forced back by the smokes and incendiaries as well. Looking for that afterplant situation, which most likely should be coming through as they have the smokes laid down. The rotations are going to be there as well, though. That's the problem now for Furia, is they have to pick up the pace to get the bomb down. Still a lot of utility being invested into this before you can even get the bomb planted. Sub Rosa looking for a shot over the top. But it seems like he's going to let the bomb go down first.
It's important that it went down because now the smokes begin to fade and the CT side are given a little bit more space. The only problem is there's already been the fallback. They do still have a smoke, and they have a couple of kits as well, so maybe they can just go for a sneaky defuse. That was one of the ways that Furia used to just win a lot of the rounds that they had early in this when people didn't know the angles. Unfortunately for them, Furia do know all of the angles, and they're just cleaning things up. Sub Rosa with an attempt to try and bring it back, but it is going to be 3-1 with Furia now on the board.
I mean, they already did so much damage after plant just by spamming walls. Like, they did a decent amount. Like, they knew exactly the direction they're coming from, didn't give them a chance to really fight back, and already had, like, a HP advantage as they finally moved in for the push on towards the bomb. But again, that was just the first gun round. Don't want to count Swole Patrol out just yet, but I think that's what we need to see out of Furia to start to stabilize here. If Swole Patrol got off to, 4-0, 5-0 start, I think things would be a little bit more hairy for them. And the buy, it's just as good for Swole Patrol as it wasn't last round, because I think they did have an ump, if I'm not mistaken.
Once again, seems like they have a little bit of a lapsed control into mid, which may be something that can be exploited by the Ts. I think the better teams definitely do utilize middle quite a bit more than what you see otherwise. Bit of a boost to give an angle at least onto Henny, but you won't be able to spot anything out. And they will hear the footsteps. And in fact, there's going to be a counter boost coming in. Spotted over the top. A dink even hit on top, but then through the wall, Henny finds a kill instead. That's the problem. That bit of wood may look quite strong, but in fact, it's like a piece of paper.
Well, paper is made out of wood, so that does kind of make sense, Tom. But being down a player, not the ideal start. Sub Rosa again. This is exactly what happened the round before, except this time there was no smoke to cover off. Or at least Zelda's got aggressive at the right time, catch Kisserado off. The bomb gets dropped before even being planted. Down to a 4-on-3 with Art on low HP. Yuri's the one to now push up to try to get the bomb down. Won't be pressured this time. The F-plant situation, in terms of utilities, not terrible for Furia. They do have the advantage of at least having one smoke and two flashes, but can they accomplish anything off the back of it? Look at this, 2 players back towards sandbags. Will they expect 2 players to be here is going to be the question for Swole Patrol, and Yuri gets the first. Sub Rosa's going to fall.
Yeah, Neptune with the trade. Yuri has to try and transfer, and it isn't going to happen. Nice cleanup in the retake from Swole Patrol. And actually, this is something that a lot of the time, if you watch CT sides from Liquid, they do play a lot of retakes. Like, a well-timed flash for someone like Twist is enough to win them around. And that's basically what they did here with Zels being flashed in, well-timed, drops the bomb, and then just fades back away. Doesn't overface, doesn't overfight, and then gives them a good position when it comes to the retake because they already have themselves a man advantage. So, promising stuff for the start for Swole Patrol, but nonetheless, another bomb plant will give enough money for Furia to still buy into this one, and pretty much whoever wins this round has the opportunity to, well, either look to level things up if you're on Furia's side, or maybe the opposite if you're on Swole Patrol's side. Neptune even, massively aggressive. They've tried this a couple of times now, but even still, a 1-for-1 trade there is fine, and they're right next to each other in the smoke. They don't know he's here. If the smoke fades, he pretty much gets 2 kills, and well, there you go. Easy as you like, even looking for the third, but Ye is there to trade. However, I wonder if they're just going to double back towards B. There's absolutely nobody here anymore, and well, Furia should be able to get, at minimum, an after plant.
I honestly find it hard for them to lose this round when even op on the retake, to be fair. Oh, Swag gets Kisserado low, but in return he drops 9 HP, and the nade comes through, and a Molotov as well. Does actually get dissipated though, but the after plant coming through. Ye just trying to escape with the op. I think ideally he should be able to, considering the economy on the side of Furia. So well done again, Art, like showing the art of flanking, not even flanking, the art of being aggressive. Pushes through the smoke, gets him behind the enemy team. And he's done this so many times on Inferno, now again on Vertigo. And you would imagine at some point Swole Patrol would wise up to it a little bit more. But I guess in that case, at least with the smoke, you would expect him to be in that position since you just pushed and got a 1-for-1 exchange.
Well, I think the thing that was unexpected is the fact that he didn't do anything sooner. Like, the real skill there from Art is just his patience. because with all the footsteps he heard with players even walking past him, he could have easily just got 1 kill, and that would have been it.
Yep.
But instead, he waits for the smoke to fade, secures 2 kills. Sure, he gets traded afterwards, but at that point, the round is already done, and his teammates are able to... Well, they basically knew if they went A that there was maximum, or B, sorry, there was maximum 1 player on the other side of the map.
Okay, now into round number 7. 4-2 still in favor of Swole Patrol. But then again, Fear's been able to take the last 2, and the Swole boy is going to be on just the op that Ye was able to save from the prior round. And he will be looking to make an impact here. A much needed impact. But I believe he's actually going to be, if I'm not mistaken, over towards the B site.
Again, utility just being expended early, just trying to clear some of these angles out. We have seen recently some strong T-sides coming from Furia, and as was mentioned, when they did lose, it was actually the weak CT side again that was enough to give their opponents the opportunity. So really, we want to be seeing a lot of rounds actually coming up here. Oh, Ye already, with 2 kills to his name, a tag as well onto Art, who's now low on HP. This is looking like a possibility here, and a slow start to the T side on this map can be very worrying. Of course, going onto the T side for Swole Patrol, it depends how much they've actually got prepared. But even still, like, as it was mentioned, they lost to the Polish team at the Gamers, I don't really know, it was Gamers Clash, I think it was something like that, which was very much unexpected. What can they do here? Can they actually get themselves back into this round? 15 seconds on the clock. They've got to go running in now. They need to be getting that bomb down. It is not happening. They are stuck in a crossfire. Ye is going to get his 3rd kill of the round. A step up from him here. Already 5 on the board for Swole Patrol. This is starting to look a bit worrying if you're Furia.
I mean, you saw Fury in that round, at least towards the end. They tried to like fake a push towards B, hoping the rotations would come through, but you saw instead Swole Patrol just held on, put their feet down, and just waited for the round to actually finish, sticking together as a team. But I definitely agree. There's like a good point you made there. Like, yeah, they're playing well on the CT side, and Fury's not doing too well on the T side, but when they swap over, and they're the ones forced to make the aggressive plays, I don't know how it's going to necessarily work out for them. And actually, I want to see Fury still maybe focused on towards this B side. They've been, since the pistol round, really barreling towards this A site, minus the other round they have won. But obviously going to be back up on the AK, the SG, the Galil. Just 4 step into this round. It's starting to work out. Henny gets the first with the Galil. So Rosa now gone. B site going to be weak if they want to eventually push this direction.
Well, this is another one of those crunch rounds that Swole Patrol don't want to give back. They did the hard work in the previous. Yeah, he's now going to be caught off. Kate Serrano has found another. And somehow this is the round where they just absolutely dominate. They make a play through middle. I mentioned it earlier in the game that it was looking like a position that wasn't really a focus for Swole Patrol. And the second they utilize it, well, there's a team ace and they don't lose a single player. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, going towards A, they were struggling because there was always so many players there. We didn't really see them do too much towards B, and in fact, when they did, it seemed fairly clean as well.
Yeah, the pistol round, they got in without losing a player.
Yeah,
it was like 5 on 5.
Middle, there's not really been a battle other than when, yeah, again, in the pistol, where they were just looking to catch out the flankers. It's only really been A takes, and I think if Furia now realize, okay, maybe there's space on other positions within the map, that's where things could get really dangerous. They're going to do this again. They really want to fight on this A side of the map, and to be fair, it has been working. They're always getting these initial trades, and when they're down in weaponry, it's understandable. He can't get away with this again. Surely. Okay, it is going to be checked, but it doesn't matter. Still, Art will get the kill, and man advantage sticks. Of course, this round is a bit of a mess in terms of weaponry for Swole Patrol. It's a very weird scenario to see Zelsis with full utility and no gun.
I was actually wondering, by the way, since that last round, since mid was just taken, they were able to jump on the B site. Would Swole Patrol overcompensate by putting extra players in middle or extra players towards B? And as we saw there, I guess their game plan was, let's just continue to push towards that A ramp that they've done for a 3rd time so far out of 9 rounds. So the bomb will be planted. I think Ye's going to try to save the op. I imagine Zelsa's going to try to save the utility into the next round, and it should be Fury getting one step closer to tying things up in this map. And Zelsa's, can he actually rescue a weapon here? That would be nice. Not really nice with the low. If we get the SG, that'd be nice.
Yeah, Serrato's going to go down. This is not really the amount of damage that you want to see from Fury. They do have some backup cash, so I guess removing all this extra weaponry when this was the force buyout, and Henny actually going to clear out the AWP, that's a pretty big deal. Ye, though, has pretty much been the main man within the server. He's 13-4 at the moment. No one else on his team is even close to those numbers. Like, he has been fantastic with the AWP, of course, stealing one of the rounds away, just back off his own individual performance. But it's just how sustainable that is. It's sort of the same we saw in the previous map from Art. Like, sure, he did it for a very long time, but then eventually he slowed down. And that was the moment where I think reality kicked in. He even said, like, maybe we got a little bit too overconfident with the way we were playing. And that's going to be a worry for Swole Patrol, because it's not even like everybody was playing well, plus Art was playing unbelievable. It's, yeah, he's playing unbelievable, and everybody else is not really doing too much.
Ideally, for Fury, we're going to be looking at a tie-up at 5 apiece. It's early up against just what, a Deagle and a couple of flashes out of SWAT. They just walk straight into the B site. I guess for Swole Patrol here, you just don't bother to feed them over any money. I mean, their economy's okay. Henny at 5.3, Vinny at 6.3. May look for an exit frag or two would be ideal for them. May pick a weapon to use into the next round. They're starting to push through, but again, it's not really working in their favor. Finally, Rose is able to chime in to get the first kill of the round for Swole Patrol, but you can't really expect too much there after this. Second kill, but yeah, Zelsa should be falling here in the next few seconds, and Fury will get indeed that tie-up at 5 apiece.
Scoreline equalized, and actually not enough money to even get the AWP on TA, which has been the real glimmer of hope for that CT side. Of course, he's been able to save it quite a few times in troublesome situations, but ultimately now is where the pressure's on, because again, Fury is one of those teams that when they get rolling especially, they're very, very difficult to stop. I think also Art is quite good at adapting his plays, like midway through the map. Like, he will start making decisions based off what he's seen, and if you notice, like, a couple of rounds now, they've been able to just run through mid, run through B, not really had too much trouble. It's mainly been the resistance of the A site. I think they're obviously still going to challenge ramp early on, because that's not something they can just give away, even if they were going to go for a fast play in the other direction. Just because they've seen Swag run down there 3 times, you can't have him knowing that there's no one there that early into the round. So they still have to throw in some defaults, but I think later we might see them double backing and not going A so often.
What's so scary about Art is that you heard in the interview, you said it's him having Henny on the team to pick up the AWP for him. It allows him to play so much more aggressive and use that to his advantage. And I'm kind of worried for other teams, maybe even in this group, as time goes on. How much more aggressive will Art be able to play? How much more would he be able to improve his already stellar playstyle so far in the series? So on 9.2K, this might not work out for them well. This is very dangerous if they're going to walk up this ramp, the staircase, and just decimate the defense. I don't even know necessarily why you're going for this kind of hold here for them. When you get the early spot, they do back away and stay alive, but rotations have to come in extremely quickly, and they're just going to be overrun completely. Neptune going to get one, but going to be one and done in that spot. And Fury will have the man advantage and have the bomb on site, but Rosa trying to play a little bit of Art style, pushing through the smoke, gets caught out. Now it's all on Zelsis.
Left onto individual plays once again to try and win them around. Manage one, but the trade's so quick and fast, and that's sort of what I'm talking about. I think that they've definitely found the holes within this defense. Like, the main way that we're seeing them hold, at least on that side, was just to peek over in that direction, and a lot of teams nowadays actually take control of the stairs. Like, throw down a deep smoke, throw down some Molotovs, or at least, like, put some, like a flash or something in that direction, but Furia had all of that for free. They even had mid as well, so if they wanted to sort of double back, they didn't really have too much of a problem. And well, now once again, it's just going to be some pistols up for Swole Patrol. They need to start adapting their play a little bit, trying to counter maybe some of the plays that are being made. Unfortunately for them in this round, Fury are back into more of a default. Again, just taking early ramp control, removing positions that can be exploited from Swole. Oh, could be looking for that opening pick. They've got the smokes down already. Zels is just hoping for a lucky deeg through the smoke, but as of yet, it isn't going to be coming his way. I wouldn't be surprised to see them attempt again to like maybe flash through the smoke or hope to hit something through it. Unfortunately, so far not going so well. The tap on the bomb doesn't net anything, but they're still finding kills nonetheless. Again, these pistols do seem to work for them, at least in terms of damage. They do need to get someone onto this bomb fairly soon, just because they don't actually have anything to defuse with. And while already the Molotov going in, Celsius gets another one. That's a second kill to his name. Again, we talk about the cost that they're managing to achieve. Unfortunately, Vinny is just going to put them down before anything gets out of control.
I mean, it was an expensive round for Furia, but it's not like they were hurting on money at all, so it's not too big of a detriment for them in the end. If anything, it just helps out Swole Patrol, get some sort of, you know, boost in the morale of getting kills and a little bit of extra income on the side as well. But the game is starting to slip away from them. Ye, who I think you said he was on 12 kills early on. It's really a cheeky little smile there. But has really been kind of
I think he was 13 and 4, so I don't think he's had a kill. But he also hasn't had the ult.
Yeah, exactly. So they haven't been able to really save up the money to get him an off, you know, as consistently as they'd liked. He finally does have one in this round. But he's going to have to be effective because this is a massive investment for him.
Yeah, once again, it's looking like we're going to see mid exploited. There is no defense. I think Sub Rosa might be holding onto the cross through the door, but they've gone aggressive on towards ramp. Ye is going to find the initial pick, and there is Sub Rosa actually managing to utilize the angle there to get him another pick. A two-man advantage stacked up. Still a lot of map control gain though, like Quesarado getting deep in towards mid. Lots of angles smoked off at least for him to stay hidden, but I think the CTs are actually okay with that. They've got themselves back in towards the site, just looking to try and force Furia to make some sort of execution, which has been good when the numbers are even, but when they've been at a detriment, we haven't actually seen too much from them thus far. Vinny now going to be left all alone. He knows where the remaining player on this site is and does manage to get the second. However, wow, that's not the way you want to be playing. Runs out of bullets, and it is going to be a 6th on the board for Swole Patrol.
I was going to say, though, that was a 5-on-3 at one point.
Yeah, it was also a 1v5.
Yeah, I wanted to see if the jinx could potentially come true, but again, Swole Patrol looking actually better on this map than they did on Inferno, and this is actually Furia's choice.
Yeah, at least initially. Like, of course, we did see the comeback from them towards the end. I think their CT side seemed decent, but again, I want to see what's going to come out from them on the T side. Like, I don't think anybody's sitting there thinking that Brax is like the next big caller. Like, it's not what he's renowned for. So, like, obviously that's something he has to work on with the coach as well. And I do sort of wonder whether or not he's going to have enough ideas to sort of break down Furia, because there's been teams they've played against that haven't. Like, for example, Furia managed to get 12 rounds CT side versus Crazy before they changed players. So they definitely can rack up the CT rounds. It's just more common for them to get, say, 10 on the T side. So I'm more going to be focused on Swole Patrol. I think they've done enough CT side. It's just, do they have the T side in their repertoire?
Well, we're going to find out relatively soon, as it's currently in round 14. Again, looking for the execute towards B. Saw this happen before where Neptune and Ye were holding. They just got completely overwhelmed. And we even see kind of the sandbag hold, actually, aggressively out of Swole Patrol over towards A. So they now know, or they should generally know, that no one's heading this direction. Actually, they're not even spotted out. They're just kind of holding very back. So they're actually not even gaining really too much information. Obviously, Ye to the side, able to see them coming up ramp. But now the execute's going to be coming through towards B. Neptune and Sub Rosa can be the two to defend against this. Rosa should be getting the first point of contact, and they do get their first initial kill, so not too bad so far. Eventually, Neptune will burn up, and Yuri will turn on his Sub Rosa, so they'll get the bomb down here in a few seconds. And we'll play yet again for an after plan.
Yeah, Celsius, with the majority of the utility, may even be able to dunk one out with a nade. That's well placed, and in fact is even helped out by Art, but doesn't expect Henny to be below him. A peek out from Art will net another, and now it's left all onto Ye. The AWP has been good for him, but he's gone quiet over the last few rounds, and with 2 players to find and not a whole lot of time to do it, but he gets the initial pick, left onto just, gets the second as well. Has he found a kit? I think he's just got it in time as well. What a fantastic clutch coming out from Ye, and he is having a great day within the server.
Even saw him on the camera there, like, you should not have won that. In a 1-on-2 with an AWP with no kit, able to find the kit in time to actually get the defuse through. And the flicks he was able to pull off as well. Look at these shots coming through. That was already a great flick, but then he starts to feel, he starts to push up and hits a second. But I think also to have the mindset, or not the mindset, just the knowledge, the general understanding of like where the kit's going to be around him that he needs to pick up as well. He didn't have really much time to play with there. He had a couple of extra seconds that he could have worked with. Either way, Ye saves the round, up to 16 kills. I feel like a lot of the rounds they have won are off the back of that one player.
Yeah, Zelsis has had some decent plays as well. He's sat with 12 kills, 88 ADR, and they're looking to stack up on the sandbags. Oh dear. Oh dear, we saw this once already today. It's going to be the same as the previous Brazilian Fur with a 2-kill from behind, and now Art has managed to sneak his way through. Swag does the same thing though. Retrieves himself an SG. He's able to actually drop the bomb. There's a quick trade back, but now his teammates have been able to get into a level of position. But of course, Art again sneaks his way through the smoke and executes Sub Rosa. It's left onto the new boy on the block, the youngster of Neptune. Haven't really seen anything too crazy from him just yet. This will be the start, and well, it's going to be finished off. In the end, an 8-7 half in favor of Furia, but definitely not as dominant as we were expecting, considering this is Vertigo, and this is their map choice.
But then again, this is where things are going to become interesting as they move on to the T side. We wonder how are their strategies going to work out against a team who's been so dominant on this map in the recent times for Furia. Again, Ye, who's been able to pull off some great op plays when it came to the CT side. Can he do that yet again on the T side? We've seen some aggression out of Swag pushing middle in quite a few rounds on the CT side, but I don't know. I really don't know really what to expect out of Swole Patrol as they move over.
Yeah, I think Ye continuing this forward is going to be very difficult, but we'll see. Maybe he'll be the T side AWP they need after the break.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said Say you wanna be somebody.
And we are back now with the second half of our second map of our second match of Season 10 of the ESL Pro League here in North America. Jason Kaplan and Tom is still covering the action of what's going to be going down on Vertigo. Furia on the CT side, currently up 8-7, up against Swole Patrol on the on the T side, and those odds are heavily in favor of one team. I don't think you need to tell me which one it is. 1.03, 7.5.
Yeah, 7's bigger, so that means it's better, right?
That's what happened to me the first time we did this. And then you're like, no, Jason, that's not how odds work.
Well, Henny already going to be putting the odds of this round in their favor as he starts things off. Been very good in pistol rounds throughout this series so far. Art is going to add another into this and even get one more. The bomb handed to him as well is going to make things very difficult for the remaining couple of players. And, well, I don't even think they know where to look at this point. It's left all onto Subrosa. Doesn't even have any armor in this situation. Like, this would have to be the ultimate miracle play. And I can't see it happening. Okay, that's one way to do it. It's the only kill for their team. Yeah, it is. Okay, fantastic. I love that. They have such a good crossfire that when he moves out the way, they shoot each other.
It's mind games right there. That's how he's going to do it. That's how he's going to win the 1v5, get them to kill themselves. Well, now it's going to be even some talks between them. But that's going to be the pistol round taken. Art, again, has just been... I don't know, it's one of the first times I actually had the pleasure to cast him, and I've been super impressed with like his game awareness. It's been phenomenal. The times he's been able to peek at the right moments, push smokes at the right times. And the pistol on there, able to take down 2 kills. And you talked about the aggressive holds at B towards Staircase. We're seeing it come out of Furia, trying to lock this one down. Yuri with a quick triple. Getting swag, low in HP. And that's going to do it.
Yeah, you're going to see them challenging a lot more the positions that we didn't really see. It was only really ramp that was properly fought for by the CT side of Swole Patrol, whereas I can guarantee that Furia are going to be far more willing to fight on the B side, maybe even pushing towards middle a little bit. And these sort of positions can get quite irritating. Like I'm not even sure we saw the ladder really utilized on this map as of yet in mid either. So that could be something to get in on the flank. And especially when you got this many SMGs around, you kind of expect to see a little bit more aggression coming out from the CT side.
But look at this. You see Furia only leaving one man towards the A position, obviously realizing, well, we're just going to play retake on it anyway, so to heavily invest anyone into that spot. Maybe lock down middle with some control in Yuri and Hennig. And you talked about this before when it was in the first half, expecting Furia to actually use that position against Swole Patrol. And when they did, it worked. It worked flawlessly for them as they're able to transition on towards the B site. So maybe they've really shown that middle is such an important position on this map.
I think it's underused by a lot of teams, just because it's so easy a lot of the time to get an after-plant position on this A site, which is understandable. You want to be playing after-plants. The problem is it's also a lot easier to retake. A lot of utility being expended early on.
Pulling a taco there.
He's lost his mind. Someone should tell Vinny that fire is hot, because yeah, that has not worked out for him. He's just handed a kill away. Not sure what happened there. Needed a bit of a rest, but either way, 35 seconds on the clock, and now we see the T's, or at least Zeus is starting to move in. The flash is not well placed. It catches him completely blind, and there's still now multiple CTs lurking around this area. However, Zeus will be able to clear out one. Yuri dropping one of his own, but Quesarado, this is all just about doing a little bit of damage, maybe making some cash, but it isn't going to happen. It will be a relatively clean round as well for the T side, helped out a little bit by the early Molotov death. But now the interesting thing is, do Furia actually buy? Because the one good thing about those SMGs is if they got a couple of kills, they'd have made enough money to actually get a decent purchase hit. But they didn't, so there was a couple of players on like 3,700, 3,800, and that's called leaving it on the edge, and they are going to go for it.
Definitely lacking in utility. Even the FAMAS picked up for Yuri, and a decoy mixed in there. I don't know what Vinny was doing in that last round. Maybe he's expecting the Molotov to dissipate a little bit earlier on, but Art with the AWP actually, not giving that one over to Henny. Doesn't have the initial kill of the round, and again, Swole Patrol have been able to get positioned towards the A site.
Oh dear.
This is scary. I mean, the fact that Art's been able to play so aggressive with the rifles, then he switches to the op, and he can still do the same. Very good concept.
No! What? They're just tapping through the smoke. Neptune doesn't even know what's hit him. It's the silence them for at that. And, well, they're just picking them off one by one. Art, he only bought the AWP because he could afford it. Glass cannon. And he's just been clinical with it. Henny drops one more. It's left all onto Swag. He'll at least be able to execute Art, but there shouldn't be anything more here. And they should be able to retrieve that AWP as well, which they will. Fantastic round from Furia. And yeah, that's how you break back. That's as clean as you like.
11-8 now. And yeah, the tapping, maybe it's, you know, one of the few times that the Silence M4 can be so effective, because obviously when you go to the A site, there's so many spam spots that people are going to be able to hit you with. Well, if you're M4 Silence, it's a lot more difficult to figure out exactly where they're going to be to hit those shots. So maybe that's, I think that was intended, actually, using that weapon there in that position. And
well, yeah, this is just filth. Like, this is a lineup he's just done running into the back corner of the wall where he knows exactly where he wants to be pre-firing. These are the sort of things that, even if you sort of have practiced a map, you may not necessarily know that that's there. That's something that he is specifically practiced just to be annoying. Like, that's that's all I can put it. Like, it's amazing, it's great to watch, but at the same time, if you're on the other side, you're like, really
annoying, huh?
You practice
go back
that?
and watch that lineup just to use it in matchmaking. To really frustrate some people out there.
Well, it's like people use one-way smokes. You're just like,
hey, one-way
Get
smokes
out
help me get to global. All right. Okay. A little bit of a miss nade coming through, but Fury still have the lead nonetheless. 11-8. Force up coming out of Swole Patrol. A Mac 10 for Zelsis and just a Deagle for Neptune. To be fair, there is one player without head armor. That's Yuri, but I don't know if he's actually going to be able to get in a position to use that Mac 10 up against him.
He's had some success on Inferno, but obviously that's just running up Banana, which is something that it's fairly easy to do. Like, if you get the right spawn or the right timing on it, manage to dodge some of the nades. Whereas here, you're going to see more passive positions. Henny, not far away. He now has the AWP in hand. It was only just for the singular round he allowed his teammate to have it. Vinny just going to be consistently shoulder peeking this angle just to see if anybody does cross over. But for now, Sword Patrol taking their time. But this is the difference. We've not really seen anything other than attempts towards A, which is it's very common on this map. It's almost the default way to play this map. But it just makes things fairly easy when it comes to the defense, because most of the time you're just retaking the same side of the map. It looks like there's going to be an A take again.
It's going to be Vinny, this time with the SG, not the Silenced M4. And Henny, unfortunately, be blocked off with the smoke, but as I said, trying to survive. The flashbang comes through, allows him to hit that first shot. He does get burnt to a crisp as Yuri as well takes on Subrosa, and somehow, actually, I think Art should have spotted Neptune there, and Neptune gets what? The stars align, and he gets himself another kill, and just like that, it looks like Swole Patrol might be able to take this round.
Oh my god, how's he done this? I have absolutely no idea how he's managed to sneak his way back through, but he has single-handedly won them the round. Like, they 100% knew he was there, because he ran through the smoke and killed Henny, steals his AWP, and then just peeks back into the angle once again. So, yeah, big play coming out from Neptune, a round that, again, it never really should have gone their way, but hey, to take it all day long, and it gets them right back close in the scoreline. I'd be interested to see again, like, how much money there's actually going to be available for Furia, and yeah, it's not great.
Well, they have forced it nonetheless, and look at this, the push in towards ramp. That's him a 1-for-1, nice little shot for Henny from that position in the sandbags. And Vinny's like, hey, Swag, I saw you doing this against us. And, well, it doesn't work out for him too well. It does some decent damage against him, down to 12 HP. And you still have Henny alive with the M4. And K-Strad even getting one as well. It's actually possible here, especially if Swag does fall. Got the bomb in hand, and K-Strad just needs one bullet. Can't quite hit it, though. And unfortunately, Henny's not in a position to help capitalize off this just yet.
A little bit further away than he'd like, but let's have the opportunity here. He's going to be coming in on a very quick flank, and I think Subrosa is actually in middle, so he should have a free kill onto Ye. Swag's very low on HP, so there's a good chance from here. He hears the jump up, but a good shot from Sub Rosa will make sure nothing comes of this round. Yeah, definite opportunities. That shot through the sandbags, if you ever watched Renegades playing during the major, they use that sandbag spot every single round because it's kind of dirty. Like, you can see the top of the head, and I think eventually it was Jame that just was just wall banging him through the sandbags. But it's a really annoying position to clear unless you're just going to Molotov it off. But by the time you're in a position to Molotov it, they can normally see you. So it's a good spot, but in fact the T's didn't really opt to fight it too much. Sub Rosa, a little bit of a peekaboo, a whack-a-mole up the ladder, and in the meantime, the rest of the pistols are just trying to get aggressive and steal a gun away. Looking like we're going to have the scoreline equalized once again, so Furia still unable to really dominate in the way we may have expected, and Swole Patrol definitely giving them a run for their money. This map definitely not done just yet, and if they can keep this one nice and clean, at least make sure their finances are strong, start to properly build into this T side, who knows what could happen.
Looks like Furia just waiting for some exit frags. I mean, Yuri's got a P250, the only weapon they have at the moment invested into this round. And it looks like Swole Patrol should be able to escape with all 5 players, because no one on Furia is even trying to necessarily hold an angle unless Zelsis is going to push directly in towards them. But, I mean, honestly, credit to Swole Patrol. I remember saying, as we were talking about Inferno, well, if Swole Patrol want to have a chance in the series, they need to win Inferno, because as we go on to Vertigo, we don't see them realistically having a solid chance. But, hey, they put us in our place. 11-11 now. Obviously, haven't closed out the map just yet, but getting ever so close for it. And no one going down to the bomb for Swole Patrol. And, well, no one going down in the round either.
Oh, very, very close. Like, a lot of low players, but doesn't matter to them. They get to keep all their weaponry, build up their finances, and well, now going forward, they do have that opportunity to take this map away, and that would be a big surprise. That would leave this series wide open, and Furia definitely one of the teams that we sort of expect to get to the Pro League Finals out of America. Definitely expect them to at least be top 2 in this group, but we're going to see the aggression once again. Ye starts things off with that AWP, but the trades come back once more. Are going to get into an aggressive position once again. Neptune, in the meantime, trying to probe on towards this B site. A decent peek out, and Zelsis actually wins that battle. That's a fight that Art didn't necessarily need to take, but he's been so good at winning, you can kind of understand it. Instead, now Vinny is going to try and remain or retain that ramp control.
Oh, how does Neptune win that? Okay, well, eventually will fall, but K-Serrado should still be alive. Looking to fight on the B site. Rotation's coming through. Vinny's going to rejoin his teammate. He's going to miss out on that first shot. Nade's going to come through, do some decent damage on a 16 HP. He's been forced off the position. Now it's all on Vinny. And a 1-on-2. Oh, that was his opportunity. If he took down Zelsis, he had the 1-on-1. Backs away. Now they both know exactly where he's going to be. No kit in hand currently for him. He's going to start to tick away, as well as the 2 players he's going to have to find. Again, potentially fluffing a shot up against Zelsis. But he has no information where Sub Rosa is going to be. And you're going to see them punished exactly for that. Swole Patrol is going to take the 12th round and go up in the lead here.
Yeah, I really like the way that both Zelsis and Sub Rosa actually played that round. If you notice the peek initially onto the site, they time it perfectly with their run across, and then just use all of their utility to get one of the easiest kills they're ever going to get. And that gave them the 2v2 into the 2 versus 1. So good work from them. Neptune got very lucky, like running through that smoke like that with K-Serrado watching it. I don't know how he gets away with that kill, but nonetheless, they now take themselves the lead. And, well, once again, we're going to see this aggression. That's actually the bomb down quite early on. The pistols doing a lot of damage. In fact, Yuri manages to double things up. And even a close TK coming in. This is getting scary. They've not even invested much into this round. Luckily, Zelsis is there once again. Did he? No, he can't. I don't think he could see Henny. This might be a surprise. Oh, Sub Rosa. He wanted to check it. That's a free kill. Even looks for the second as well. K-Serrado comes in from behind. These are the rounds that Swole Patrol lost in the first map, which cost them the first map. Now it's just happened again. That was such a minute investment that, wow, I'm surprised there aren't more smiles on the Furia faces.
I mean, to be fair, with how this actual map has gone, I don't think they're going to be happy with the current scoreline either way. Only in the lead by actually tying things back up. Not even in the lead here. That dink, though, under the teammate might have potentially cost the round, but to be fair,
I think it was already in a problematic scenario.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to go for there. But now all tied up at 12 apiece. K-Serrano trying to get aggressive towards ramp. The problem is someone's already been able to make its way up. It's going to be Neptune who's immediately dropped. There's really no backup for K-Serrano, so he has to be careful.
He says re-peeking.
Yeah. I mean, they do have someone there. Yuri is finally able to come in after a few seconds. You still see Swole Patrol looking for a shot here. 5-on-3, Swag gets the kill on K-Serrano. Makes things a little bit more likely, but Swag does get taken down to 42 health. But where do you go here if you're Swole Patrol? In a 3-on-4. Miye, who had a fantastic CT side. Something like, what, 12-4 after the first handful of rounds?
13. It's 13-4. He was beast in it, so yeah, slowed down a bit, but he's had some fantastic plays nonetheless. Now they go rotating back in. Henny's got his AWP in hands once again. Just sat back patiently, 40 seconds on the clock, and only a singular smoke, so this has to be well placed. They're going to try and give the angle, but that's exactly the position that Henny's actually holding, so they have to be careful here. And well, now Art is even going to be able to pick up one more tag as well onto Zelsis. Make things look pretty much impossible, but still Ye is able to find another pick. 20 seconds now onto the clock for them to make the space. Another kill coming in for Ye, but he's only on to 4 HP. Surely he should be able to get anything more done. Misses the shot, and that gives Yuri the space. And well, I was going to say it's left to Zelsis, but he's dead before I can even start the sentence. Furia take back the lead, but even still, I don't think that round should have been that close.
Ye is scary. These shots he's been hitting. Thinking about that B site retake he pulled off in a 1-on-2 with the quick scopes. They're hitting some fantastic shots as well.
Well, especially for someone that in a lot of other rosters he's played in, he has not even been an AWPer.
Yeah, it was what, Shazam?
Yeah.
Back on Complexity, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, that's correct. No, well, I don't think in most of the teams he's played he's been an AWPer, but he's picked it up here. Like previously, I think it was Swag who was trying to AWP and in-game lead at the same time. And as a change, I was thinking, okay, well, Swag, at least in a lot of the clips, the crazy clips you see, can pull off ridiculous rounds. But no, it seems like Ye has picked up that mantle and has been doing a fantastic job. It's just that he definitely needs someone other than maybe Zelsis to step up alongside him for them to be able to close this game out.
Well, I mean, they're definitely looking like, if we were to compare Swole Patrol up against Envy, I feel like Swole Patrol are definitely looking like the stronger of the two teams, which obviously is going to be a very crucial match when we get into the final day of Group A. It could potentially decide who goes home and who sticks around for the second stage. Either way, 13-12. Henny getting aggressive with the yacht back towards ramp. And Swole Patrol trying to make something happen here. This is a very heavy investment out of them, too. 2 umps, a Galil. I don't know if they should have just actually saved for another round.
Well, the man at the moment is dead and buried. Yeah, this isn't a particularly good buy. Maybe thinking that their opponent's economy was a little bit worse off than it actually is. There's even 2 AWPs in at the moment for the CT side. Neither of them on Art, which is interesting, but he does have a trusty SG in his hands instead. Lots of damage through the smoke. In fact, he's going to be wall banged out of there. Minute left on the clock. Teams don't really need to dedicate themselves to this just yet, but they aren't going to go for that full execution. The utility being expended. Vinny once again starts cooking, but this time, thankfully, he'll get off the barbecue. And actually, it's Swag to start taking some damage himself. They managed to get into the site, and bomb should be planted. Looking to try and do something with the utility. Instead, it's a flashbang that gives K-Serrano space. He nets 2 as he pushes in, but Sub Rosa finds another for himself, and Neptune gets one more. It's up to the man who started it off. Henny with that AWP pick, and he's going to miss the shot here. Almost takes down Sub Rosa, switches to the rifle, but now his opponents are just hiding. Sitting back, smoke's going to go down onto the bomb. He's trying to bait Sub Rosa into getting out of here. should be able to do that. There's the one kill. The problem is the time. Neptune knows it. He hears him running. There's no way that Henny wins the round, and even though he gets the kill, he clears up all the remaining players. He may even deny. I know, he's going to get away safely. But even still, that's fine for Swole Patrol. As we both mentioned, that money in that round, or the investment in that round, was trash.
Yeah, like they had 2 umps. Stop the and a Galil. It wasn't the most ideal setup for them, and yet somehow they pulled that one through. Still gonna be tough for Furia. I mean, they're able to save the op, and we've seen, you know, Henny have some good moments. We've seen Art had some, or at least one good round the op. He's only used it pretty much for one round anyways. Maybe it's time to give it back to him to make something happen back towards middle. But then again, I feel like Swole Patrol have been actually giving up middle control over to their opponents relatively early on. I mean, we saw them on the CT side. They like to be aggressive and push for that control, but they're not really faring too well on the T side. But Neptune, I mean, the man you saw on your screen just before, he's, I don't know how the hell in one of those prior rounds he just snuck into the A site and was able to pull off what he did. But he was one of the top fraggers on Inferno, and I think he's up there yet again here on Vertigo. And with him being the newest addition to the team, he's been able to do relatively well.
Yeah, 19 kills to his name. Yeah, he's still leading the pack alongside Yuri on the other side. He's actually only going to be on a Deagle this round. It's messy from both teams, but this time Art's going to be there with the AWP. There's almost a trade back onto him, but he does manage to get away with the pick. Okay, Serrato trying to lurk around the edge of the smoke. I like it. They've been running through it quite often, so he's trying to use that to his advantage, trying to force them into that direction off the basis of the Molotovs. However, the T side, if anything, I think this is the smartest decision. Fall back. It was evident where they were going initially. There was lots of counter utility, so fall back and try and take the round in a different angle.
I think a majority, if not all, the damage case Serrato took there, by the way, was from Molotovs from his own team. Well, I think one was from his own team, one was from the enemy team, so between a rock and a hot place, I guess. But he's still alive. And they still have the double up set up more importantly. Art's still going to be the one over towards the B site. And he's going to be back over towards A. I kind of like this. The fact they did force out so much utility out of Fury on the initial get-go and then going back to B yet again after faking the retreat. The problem is they pretty much have no utility left to use, and that's going to be Art getting another kill when he's already on low HP. He's going to eventually be rushed down. He gets a second. He gets Neptune down. That's going to be his 3rd of the round. Well, it's all on Swag and a 1-on-3. The upside is they don't know where he is. The downside is he doesn't have the bomb or much time to work with.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. I think this just has to turn into a save. Like, he's trying to sneak around the back, but there's already players ready and waiting. Nice shot at least, but 12 HP. Yeah, I think he knows it himself that this is not a winnable round. So does at least a little bit of extra damage, but this is going to be a 14th now for Furia. Vinny kind of needs to just try and save a weapon here.
Yeah.
Should be one to be had, and yeah, there you go. It will even be thrown over to him by Yuri. So, yeah, another great round from Art. He's definitely been the highlight player throughout the whole series. There's no question about that. I think he's edging towards having 60 kills total, which is just ridiculous. But, yeah, that's the sort of round where I think if he even goes down after getting 2, they probably still lose it. Like, he needed to get that 3rd kill, otherwise there's just too much space there for the rest of the team. So, really fantastic work throughout this series from him. And, well, the question is, do they actually have the double up again? They don't. It's just going to be faster plays. It's only some pistols here for the T sign, plus the 1 SG I think they just managed to pick up.
They're taking a lot of damage. Neptune was down to 10 health, as Vinny's going to finish him off with the grenade. So back to an even 4-on-4. Flashbang's going to come through, and Yuri, you can see, he kind of wanted to go for it. The problem is he's not expecting Subrosa to be up here on the boxes, but Yuri's going to be there to get the kill nonetheless. SG, did it fall forward or backwards? Okay, well, it fell eventually into the hands of Ye. Is able to secure it. That could have probably been the worst thing to happen if it actually went towards the CT side and they lost full control of it. See a little door shut coming in, Yuri. Shutting that front door. Swole Patrol trying to prevent map and match point in this round. Oh, and Henny. Oh my God, Swag, that was dirty.
That's the sort of things you want to be seeing from Swag. Yay. It's going to fall in the meantime. It does still give them the space to get the bomb down, which, considering how much money they currently have, next to nothing. That it's a big deal that they managed to get that plant. He's also with the AWP. As I said not too long ago, we've seen him with moments in the past. He can completely dominate around. Zeus is trying to hide within the smoke. He's going to hear his opponent on the other side, but K-Serrano just Goomba stomps him, jumps on his head, and leaves it all up to Swag with the AWP. He connects that first shot, but the kill isn't going to go his way. Slowly getting surrounded, but still hits the shot. Spots the second, but needs to deny the diffuser, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. So close, but yet so far, 3 kills for him, an AWP saved, but map point and series point, more importantly, on the board for Furia.
Neither team has much money to spend, though, Tom. Even though Furia won the round and got to match point, it's not like they can fully buy up into this round, but neither can the T side. Yeah, if you look at this situation, if they didn't get the bomb down, they would have basically just pistols. And at least they can afford maybe some base guns, or at least some pistols with utility.
What?
But that shot out of Swag was just,
It makes
dirty.
It makes less sense from his point of view, which is stupid. It should make more sense. You should be like, oh, okay, I kind of get what you did. No, just shoots the wall and kills him.
I mean, it's Swag.
It is. That can pretty much be an explanation for anything.
Yeah. This series, I mean, on paper, expect it to be pretty similar to the MIBR versus Envy match from earlier on today. And I really want to give credit to Swole Patrol. They're looking like a team that can make it in to the second group stage. I think, obviously, their match versus MIBR will be the telling sign of if they could potentially come out straight into the finals off the groups alone by taking the first spot. But this is definitely a team that's come to play, and I'm actually really excited to see them as the next 2 days come on.
Oh, dear. Even with the extra bomb plant money, it's not going to be the best of investments. Sub-Bros are down to just 1 HP. Not the start exactly that he was looking for. Yeah, he does have his AWP in. 25 kills to his name. May need a few more if they're going to be able to take this series. This has not been used at all so far from the CT side. It's a fairly common spot, but at the same time, they've saved it for the very last round or potential last round of this map, and normally it's enough to get you a kill or two, so this could be a problem for the T side. I don't think they're going to be expecting this, just considering that it hasn't been used at all.
I just hope he doesn't fall off the map.
I felt like you said that so sinisterly that you actually want him to fall off the map.
Kind of. It would be funny. But no, let's see. It looks like, wow, the nade coming through catches out Sub-Rosa, so they're already going to be a man down. Utility being thrown in left, right, and center here to lock this one down. Yuri takes on Zelda, but Swag finally able to come to life and get the first kill they needed. But Henny's going to be there to shut him down, and Vinny eventually going to peek around the corner and be enough to shut them down. Swole Patrol going to fall, unfortunately, in a 2-0. But that will be Furia taking their first match here, Season 10.